Once upon a time, in a quiet village, nestled between rolling hills and an ancient whispering forest, there lived a young weaver named Amina. Her hands were gifted, her heart pure, and her tapestries were unlike anything the villagers had ever seen. They shimmered with colors that seemed to dance in the light, telling stories of distant lands, forgotten myths, and dreams that lingered just beyond reach. Amina's work was so exquisite that people traveled from far and wide to see it, and the villagers proudly declared her the greatest weaver in all the land. But Amina had a secret, one she guarded with her life. Her tapestries were not woven from ordinary threads. They were crafted with strands of starlight, gifted to her by a celestial being known as the Star Maiden. Every night, as the village slept, Amina would dream of a vast, shimmering sky. There the Star Maiden would appear, her form glowing like moonlight on water. She would hand Amina threads of silver, gold, and every color imaginable, whispering, "Weave with care, for these threads carry the magic of the heavens." The Star Maiden had one rule: Amina must never reveal the source of her threads. "If you tell anyone," the Star Maiden warned, "the threads will lose their power, and I will no longer be able to visit you. The magic will fade, and so will our bond." Amina promised to keep the secret, and for years she did. She wove her tapestries in solitude, pouring her heart into every stitch. The villagers marveled at her work, but no one could explain its otherworldly beauty. Some whispered that Amina was blessed by the gods. Others believed she had made a pact with the spirits of the forest. Amina never confirmed nor denied their theories. She simply smiled and continued her work, content to let the mystery remain. But as her fame grew, so did the curiosity of the villagers. They began to press her for answers, and Amina found it harder to keep her secret. She longed to share her joy with someone, to tell them of the Star Maiden and the magical threads that flowed like rivers of light through her dreams. Yet she resisted, fearing the consequences. One day, a wealthy merchant named Kadir arrived in the village. He was tall and handsome, with a voice as smooth as silk and eyes that sparkled with charm. Kadir had heard of Amina's tapestries and was determined to see them for himself. When he laid eyes on her work, he was captivated. "These are no ordinary tapestries," he said, his voice filled with awe. "They are masterpieces, fit for kings and queens." Kadir offered Amina a fortune to create a tapestry for him, a grand piece that would hang in his mansion in the city. Amina hesitated. She had never woven for profit before. Her work was a labor of love. But Kadir was persistent, and his charm was hard to resist. Over time, Amina found herself drawn to him. He would visit her workshop daily, bringing gifts and stories of his travels. He listened to her dreams and aspirations, and for the first time, Amina felt truly understood. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to twinkle, Kadir took Amina's hand and said, "Tell me your secret, Amina. How do you create such beauty? I must know." Amina's heart raced. She had never been so tempted to reveal the truth. Kadir's eyes were filled with warmth, and his voice was so sincere that she almost believed he would understand. "It's the threads," she whispered, her voice trembling. "They are gifts from the Star Maiden. She visits me in my dreams and gives me threads of starlight to weave." Kadir's eyes widened in amazement. "Starlight?" he repeated. "Incredible! You must show me." But as soon as the words left her lips, Amina felt a cold dread settle in her chest. She had broken her promise. That night, when she closed her eyes, she did not dream of the Star Maiden. The vast, shimmering sky was gone, replaced by an endless void. When she awoke, her loom was empty. The threads of starlight had vanished, and the magic was gone. Amina's heart shattered. She rushed to Kadir, hoping he could offer comfort, but his demeanor had changed. His charming smile was replaced by a cold, calculating gaze. "So," he said, "the threads are gone. A pity. But I'm sure there's still value in your secret. Imagine what people would pay to know the truth." Amina stared at him in disbelief. You don't care about me at all, do you? You only wanted my secret." Kadir shrugged. "Love is a luxury, Amina. Wealth and power are what matter. And now, thanks to you, I have both." Betrayed and heartbroken, Amina fled the village. She ran until her legs gave out, collapsing at the edge of the ancient forest. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "What have I done?" As her tears fell, the forest seemed to come alive. The trees whispered in a language she could almost understand, and the air grew warm and heavy with magic. A gentle voice spoke to her. "Why do you cry, child?" Amina looked up to see the Fati, forest spirit, a being of light and shadow, with eyes that glowed like embers. She told the spirit her story, her voice trembling with regret. "I broke my promise," she said. "I lost the Star Maiden's gift, and now I have nothing." The forest spirit listened with compassion. "You have lost much," it said, "but you have also gained wisdom. True magic lies not in threads or dreams, but in the heart." The Star Maiden's gift was never the threads. It was the belief in something greater than yourself. The spirit offered Amina a choice. She could stay in the forest and learn to weave with the natural fibers of the earth, or she could return to the village and face Kadir. Amina thought for a long time. She missed her home, but she could not bear the thought of seeing Kadir again. "I will stay," she said finally. "I will learn to weave anew." And so, Amina began a new life in the forest. The forest spirit taught her to gather fibers from the trees, petals from the flowers, and strands of sunlight that filtered through the leaves. Her new tapestries were different, earthier, more grounded, but they carried a magic all their own. They told stories of resilience, of growth, and of finding beauty in the ordinary. Kadir, meanwhile, found no buyers for Amina's secret. The villagers, who had once admired him, turned their backs when they learned of his deceit. His wealth dwindled and his reputation crumbled. Eventually, he left the village, never to return. Amina never saw the Star Maiden again, but she often gazed at the night sky, feeling a connection to the stars. She had learned that true magic comes from within, and that love and trust must be earned, not taken. Her tapestries, though no longer woven with starlight, became a testament to her journey, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a thread of hope.